Tetiana first felt what depression is in the spring of 2022. When Russia launched a full-scale war against Ukraine, the woman and her family lived in Svatove, Luhansk region. She didn't plan to leave, even when the city was occupied. The woman lost her job. This was the first stress, and then Russian troops detained and tortured her father.
I was lying in bed for a week. I just laid down, I didn't eat, did nothing. I was just lying, I didn't want to leave. My child pulled me out of that. My doctor called my parents, he says, such and such signs? Yes, pull her out of it because the condition is such that you can lose her. And the child came up to me and asked, Mom, you won't leave me, right? This gave me stress that I had to leave for the sake of the child.
When the Russians threatened to take away her son, Tetiana decided to leave. This is how she ended up in Dnipro. Already here, she realized that the occupation, the shelling, had also affected the child.
At the age of 8, he asks questions that are not childish, like, Mom, why were we attacked? That was a question. I couldn't answer it because I don't know. Then he says, will I see my grandparents again? The child has far from childish questions. I say, I don't know, Vlad. We'll see. Let's wait until we're liberated.
Tetiana began taking her son to see a psychologist. She also received consultations herself. She says it helped her cope with depression.
He stopped being so withdrawn. He began to freak out less and retreat into himself, to close up and cry less.
Every second resident of Ukraine now needs psychological help and support, experts say, including children. And if you don't receive it on time, this can lead to serious problems in the future.
Problems, they will accumulate. This then leads to deep depression, even suicide. The child, they don't understand how to get out of this. They are winding themselves up. It's good if they see a way out. Someone is drawing, tore that piece of paper and threw it away. But for some people, it accumulates.
The need to maintain the mental health of Ukrainians began to be increasingly discussed after the start of Russia's full-scale war against Ukraine. And with the support of the First Lady of Ukraine, Olena Zelenska, the implementation of the All-Ukrainian mental health program How Are You was launched.
Residents of the Luhansk region, almost everyone needs psychosocial help. For some it is psychological, for some it is psychotherapeutic, for others it is psychiatric. There are different categories, there are different people. Individual approaches must be introduced, or mass approaches like today can be implemented. On the Street as Street event, we are holding it for the first time.
Those who left the Russian occupation for Dnipro were offered to familiarize themselves with psychological self-help techniques.
This is such a classic grounding exercise. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This start, I think, is about a little anxiety, not a panic attack. You hug yourself and it seems like someone is holding you and preventing this anxiety from progressing further. You calm down, as support seems to be calming.
Already about 10,000 doctors have been trained in Ukraine who have the skills of primary psychological care and support of the population. Reported by Pavlo Shtelmach, Natalia Husak, UATV News.